I can't believe there's so many people suffering.
Yeah.
Especially with the horrendous other options out there that may have more of a long-term effect. Yeah.
I was really frustrated because it felt like my hair just wasn't growing. And I remember Googling, why doesn't black hair grow?
I don't know why hair wellness is not spoken enough about.
When you start your natural hair journey, you start to unpack so much more.
Yeah.
Like, it's no longer just about the product, it's about what you're eating, it's about how much water you're consuming, how hydrated you are. And it like forces you to go on this journey where you start to explore your health in its entirety and you really start caring about your wellness.
It's not just like we're selling hair oils, like generally we're selling people a chance to be confident again in their own skin.
I think there's like a massive misunderstanding of what's required from you and what it takes from you as an individual to even be able to execute that. Like, yeah, man, I'm
tired though.
Hi, I'm Jamelia.
Hi, I'm Amma, and welcome to Visionaries in Progress.
My name is Jamelia Donaldson. I'm the founder of Tress, which is Europe's largest product discovery service for textured hair products. This year's a big year for us. We're celebrating 10 years, and we've got a really big landmark event taking place at the end of the year in East London, early December. So I hope to see you all there.
Hi, my name is Amma. I'm the founder and CEO of Plant Made. We are a hair and body care brand that helps people with the power of plants to grow and glow depending on their goals. And we have our 5 years coming up next month. In June 22nd is when I started the business in the height of COVID. And now we've since scaled to 170,000 customers worldwide. And also we are going through a rebrand. So hopefully at the end of the year, you should see a new face or a new side of Plant Made. What first inspired you to start your business and what did the early days look like?
What first inspired me to start Tress was, I think, a few different things. One, I was really frustrated because it felt like my hair just wasn't growing. And I remember Googling, why doesn't black hair grow? My hair was like stuck at this length. I used to straighten it like once every 2 weeks. I'd wash it once every 2 weeks. I had a routine, but now that I look back, it was actually trash because I wasn't like deep conditioning. I wasn't using heat protectant. I wasn't doing any of those things. But I was just like, why isn't my hair growing? And then I found all of these American forums with all of these products, but shock, none of them were available in the UK.
Yep. Okay.
So I was paying like ridiculous money to bring them over. The second thing is like quite innately, I've always just been so obsessed with beauty and hair. Like from a young age, when I was in nursery, I used to get in trouble for doing people's hair. Primary school, same thing. Secondary school, started earning money from doing people's hair. I just love hair and beauty, and I always have. And I've always been fascinated by products. So I would go to the bathroom and literally just spend time just reading ingredients, reading the instructions. And I was always so intrigued because with black hair products, it always used to say use a dime size. And I was like, my mum never uses a dime size. There's a disconnect between what the products are saying and how we actually use them. And then I guess the catalyst was my brother my brother and his partner expecting my first niece. And I was like, damn, like the first thing that came to mind for me was I hope she doesn't hate her hair as much as I hated my hair.
Wow.
Because I did not like my hair as a child. I thought it was like really hard to deal with. I thought it wouldn't grow and it just didn't match the standard of beauty that I saw on TV or I saw in magazines. And I just thought I don't want her to grow up in a world where she has that same self-perception. So I thought if I create something that she can be immersed in, then she won't have to go through that experience as well. So yeah, that was my inspo. But how about you?
Very similar. I didn't love my hair growing up. I didn't know how to. I don't think I was taught to.
Yes.
I was more taught that like it was really annoying to do. Because my sister was my hairdresser. She was just always like, why is your head so big? Why is your hair so hard? I was like, damn, okay. That's my introduction to me, by the way. From there, I'm just like, okay, cool. I grew up in a predominantly white area, so that also took its toll. I was straightening my hair, no heat protectant, just absolute nonsense done to my hair. And I got to uni and then my hair just started to break off. And I decided, because I went through a wig phase. I had a whole wig phase and I was like, do you know what, that actually ripped out my hair. That was like the first reason why I experienced massive hair loss.
Because of the wigs?
Yeah.
Well, like
basically, someone installed the wig incorrectly and I had to take it out within 24 hours, but by the time the damage was done and my hair was ripped out.
But like where?
I had bald spots everywhere.
You're joking.
Everywhere, from the front, middle, back. I had an indented line. Like it was so bad. It was so bad.
Wow.
So that was like the first initial phase of that. And then that's when I started to learn more about the hair products in the market. However, then I got to my professional career And I started a job in recruitment. That was really, really hard. The stress was getting to me and my hair was falling out again. But then I realized those products that I was relying on in the past that helped me recover the first time weren't helping me the second time. So what do? I'm seeing all this wellness craze. I'm seeing all these ingredients and DIY. And I'm like, okay, let me just figure this thing out myself. And that's ultimately what inspired me. My hair loss journey. So I was like, yo, no one else is going to fix this for me. Products on the shelf aren't working. I'm going to mix up some herbs and oils that I've researched, some essential oils, anything that I could figure out. That was the first iteration of Inches. And from there, it was less about my hair loss and more about the transformation that one goes through once they identify a problem with their wellness, because I don't know why hair wellness is not spoken enough about. Wellness is about head to toe health. And if your head is your hair, it also gives you signs of whether you are well within or not.
Absolutely.
And I just don't know why that isn't spoken about enough. So I think that became a little bit more of my mission. Yeah. And especially as our customers started to come through and we started to see all the different demographics that needed and were using the products, anywhere from post-chemo to postpartum, anyone young, anyone old, it could be traction alopecia, whatever. Like, we were just seeing all these variations of people coming through and we were like, wow, this is so much bigger than what we thought. It's not just like we're selling hair oils, like genuinely we're selling people a chance to be confident again in their own skin. And then I was just like, damn, I just need to keep on doing this because like I can't believe there's so many people suffering. Yeah. Especially with the horrendous other options out there that may have more of a long-term effect. Yeah.
I think it's so interesting because at face value, beauty seems so superficial, but in reality for women it's so much more. So earlier today I was answering a question about like what made me land on the name Treasure Tress. And I said essentially because when you start your natural hair journey, you start to unpack so much more. Yeah. Like it's no longer just about the product, it's about what you're eating, it's about how much water you're consuming, how hydrated you are. And it like forces you to go on this journey where you start to explore your health in its entirety and you really start caring about your wellness. And I think the thing that really got me, and this is probably front of mind for you a lot, is that when I realized that, so when you do eat nutrients and when you do take care of your body, your hair and your nails are the last things. So whatever is left after all of your cells have been replenished, that goes to your hair. Whereas we're willing to put things on our hair, but not necessarily focusing on how, like, what we're consuming as well. For sure. To make sure that we've got a good foundation.
For sure.
So next question, we both have loyal and engaged communities. How important has community building been for your business? And what was it like building a community?
Community, it seems like such a buzzword the last few years.
Especially from the big brands.
Like a lot, right? But community ultimately is just a collective of people with a like-minded mission or goal. And in the beginning, when you're a founder and no one knows who you are, no one kind of cares about what you're doing. I wasn't known for hair. I wasn't known for hair products. I wasn't even known for restoring people's hair. So I had to figure out how to position my brand, myself, as sort of an expert. So I think in part, yes, we are an educational tool for customers and the people, whoever interacts with Plant-Made, to just learn more about the industry. No one can say that we're just surface level. We've never been a surface level business or brand. We've always like attacked things at the head. So things like minoxidil, the number one drug for hair loss or hair growth, whichever way you want to say, is great. 47% success rate. Also, you have to use it for the rest of your life.
I didn't know that.
You have a massive chance of losing your progress if you stop.
Crazy.
It's like you have to brush your teeth. It's like that, and you have to use it twice a day.
Wow.
But also, it's alcohol-based. It's X, it's Y, it's Z. It was made for heart palpitations. Now, that might not be something that people care about, but there are people who've had to stop it because their heart was racing. And I don't know if a hair product should do that for you, but it's not a hair product. It's a medicine. If people were to go to the doctors and get prescribed, they would be prescribed minoxidil.
Yeah.
And again, not to say that they shouldn't, because that's literally the only thing out of 2 solutions, well, the only thing that women can use anyway, that 100% will help with hair loss.
Did you ever try that?
I have. I've tried it.
Yeah. And what was your experience?
I wasn't a fan. But I also went through steroid creams growing up for my eczema. So that's also like a horror story. And I was just like, thank God, like that's all done back in my past. But community really is just about exposing people to the reality of life, I think, but also creating moments to share. So yeah, we're very, very much an educational tool for our customers. We also just love being in their faces. Like every time we get a chance to do a pop-up or meet people in person, I'm just excited. And this is just what gives me so much energy. Literally on the way here, I got beeped at. No. Hey, Plumade! Oh, nice to see you. Like literally. And I was like, hey, how you doing? Like it's crazy because I'm just walking down the street, and not to say like it's a bad thing, but like I'm just like, wow, like any of these people could know who I am, and that's mad because I don't know who they are. Yeah. But it's like your brand, your life's work is now beyond you. And I think that's a powerful thing for founders to create. That's what I feel like community is for the brand side, creating something beyond you.
That resonates, because I think the thing about community is that it's like, what is the common interest that everyone has? Yeah. And how does that pull together people? And as you said, when you look at demographics, it's like, it doesn't just pull together one type of person. Like a cause like hair loss or like being curious about how to take care of natural hair, textured hair, is like a point of interest for so many people. Yeah. And then I think as a brand, it's then your opportunity to communicate to them in a way that feels natural to them and feels like it's relatable. So you're educating them in a way that they can actually understand and is digestible. Yeah. Whereas a lot of the like jargon that comes from, that is placed all over medicine and so many other things that they can't understand doesn't resonate. And I think that's where you say community is a buzzword. I think that's so funny because I, again, literally just had this conversation and I said that when I was starting Treasure Tress, I started with community because I knew it was the only thing that these big brands couldn't rip off. Yep. Packaging, there's actually a box that a brand released that is identical to ours. Brown outside, pink inside, white writing inside. Literally everything is identical. And I was like, okay, cool. Literally everything that we have done, laundrette pop-up, a brand just done it the other day. Okay, like, I guess it's fair game, it's business, but you cannot replicate someone's community. Nope. That's not something you can steal from them. Nope. And that's not something that you can copycat. You actually have to do it grassroots. Yeah. And so it takes showing up in community. And I do think that's one of the things that being a founder-led brand and a startup, it gives you that competitive edge because big brand, who are they sending into the field to speak with the people and connect with them and create moments with them? There's not like an individual person that can do that. Whereas when you are a founder and the face of your brand to an extent, you are able to go out and like commune with people, bring people together and have everyone rally around something that you really care about and something that they really care about as well. And then I think the most powerful thing is when you see people within your community start to make connections and build like communities that exist beyond yours as well. Like I remember really early on, we used to do these like influencer get-togethers, and these weren't the big influencers, these are like the nano influencers. And we've just continued to see their relationships evolve. And it's like, wow, this is crazy.
You did
because,
that.
As you said, like, wow, this was like a little idea that I had. I just kept working on it, not knowing what I was doing. And not only is it impacting customers, it's impacting brand, it's impacting talent to create opportunities for themselves as well. And it's like, wow, that's kind of cool.
And that's the other thing that community... It's hard because, again, I think it's always targeted around customers. Yes. But then you're like, who are your customers? You don't know who your customers are. No. They could be anywhere. They could be investors. They could be footballers. They could be musicians. You have no idea who is buying from you. And I think that's the craziest thing. It's like, I reached that person. I don't want to name any names. But, I don't know if I can.
It's true.
But there's like some people I'm like, why are you, like, not in a bad way, but like, how the hell did that happen and why us? At times, I think, I'm just like, wow, like, this is really beyond me because I would have never thought that my product would be in that country, would be in these hands.
My
products have traveled more than I have. And that's something I don't know if I can actually sit well with, if I'm being honest.
I think it says a lot, though. It definitely says
Thailand,
a lot.
Many times.
It's crazy. It's actually so crazy.
So mad.
the demand exists.
Yeah.
Like it solves a problem that people need.
Yeah.
And I think for us, it was like an affirmation of just how diverse and well-traveled and explorative Black women are. Majority of our subscribers are Black and mixed race women. And so if we get an order from the Middle East or we get it from Asia, we're like, rah, there's a Black woman that has set up her life there and she's like, I need product. I need it delivered to me.
Oh, that's so good.
It's so convenient.
That's so good for them as well, isn't it?
She's like, what's your other alternative? Unless you start ordering individuals, but then you're stacking up shipping. It's like, oh, wow, this is a way that... And you're able to feel a part of something bigger.
Are you going to expand beyond Europe?
Oh, for sure.
That's smart.
For sure.
That's real smart.
Middle East is... Anyway, we'll talk about that. But yeah, I think it's actually amazing.
Yeah.
When you started Plant Made, because I remember you telling me that you had an ebook before.
Yeah, a few, yeah.
Yeah, talk to me about that.
Oh my God, not my side quest. So here's the thing. I think I realized very quickly, and it's funny knowing that I know this, even though I'm not even doing it to its maximum. But I knew presence and authority was important to be successful online. I think I clocked it very early.
Right.
If you're downloading every single Gary Vee video, you're gonna realize, okay, like he's not just doing this, he's not just saying it. He's saying do it because it's the biggest opportunity. And the fact that 7-8 years later, it's still the biggest opportunity, just in a different way, is so crazy. But I decided, okay, cool, there's that. And then also skill sets. What skill sets am I taking into my career? So copywriting was one that I discovered, which at the time, no one actually knew what it was.
Yeah.
It's funny, everyone says they're a copywriter now, which is fine. But back then, everyone's like, what are you talking about? It's just a way to communicate and be able to get people to do what you want. If you want them to buy your products, then cool. So as learning that, I thought a very easy way to learn how to get feedback quickly was through Twitter. So I started to tweet and all this stuff. All of a sudden, I became trigger fingers because my stuff used to go viral. And I used to basically talk about personal development. And basically, I'm calling myself out. I'm calling everyone out on maybe some mindsets that we're not so good at. Maybe some of our limiting beliefs. Maybe we should think bigger. Maybe we should download a little bit more of that US spirit into us. So we could create more opportunities for ourselves. Ourselves. And yeah, I decided to package all of that into a book. And whilst I was a struggling marketer going in and out of contracts, before I got my first real job, I made £20,000.
That's so good.
Which is very mad because I literally wrote that book in pages.
That's mad.
Made the ebook cover on Canva.
No.
And used Gumroad to host it, and that was it. And just tweeted. That was the only marketing tool.
So when you done that, were you like what made you not continue to go down that route?
Now,
naturally it feels like, should it have been a book next? Like, what made you then, pivot?
I thought I was an imposter.
After doing a mindset ebook?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Because I was like, what is this based off of? Like, I haven't lived, like, as much as I had lived it.
Yeah.
I was like, what a tangible thing have I created that is based off of
Do you think that's a requirement for the internet these days?
And I don't know, I am shooting myself in the foot. Like, I could have been Jay Shetty, and even Jay Shetty tweeted a couple of my tweets, by the way. Yeah.
Did he quote you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He screenshotted my tweet and it says my handle.
Good.
That's my claim to fame. But I was like, I was imposter. I felt like an imposter, and I felt like, I can't be saying this stuff with nothing lived. But it's funny because there's a guy called Dan Coe who was doing the exact same thing at the exact same time. And we still follow each other on Twitter today. But he has made anywhere from £5 to £10 million one-person business. No, sorry. Anywhere from £1 to £5 million one-person business based off of
one person.
That. Just continuing doing. Yeah, one person. Just him. And I'm like, oh my God, my life could have been so much easier.
Listen. One person?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he just writes all day.
I mean, your path is your path, isn't it? I don't think anything's accidental.
I know, but now I'm like, should I circle back?
You could circle back at any moment, though. That's the beauty of it.
I've lived through some things, which we're going to discuss.
But that's the beauty of it. You can pick up the pen tomorrow.
Damn, man.
Start writing songs, who knows?
All right, let's talk finances, because one thing people would forget is that a business needs to make money.
Yes.
What financial challenges did you face while getting started, and how did you overcome them?
I feel like the financial challenge that I faced when I started, I think it was a mindset thing, and it was just a lack of knowledge.
Wow.
When I started Tress, I had no business experience. I think the only thing that I had attempted previously was a food blog with my friend. We didn't figure out how to monetize it, Candice.
But where did you work?
I worked in asset management, so I worked in finance, but I wasn't exposed to... I just wasn't exposed to that world. I was exposed to funds and wealthy individuals and how they invest their money. I wasn't exposed to startups, funding, VC.
Fair.
So I didn't know it existed. And I started Tress maybe like a year into like full-time work. So a year into full-time work, I'm still trying to figure out how this... I didn't even know what asset management was.
Fair enough.
And I was like, I need to just figure out, like, what are these people talking about in these meetings? That was my main focus. Like, how can I unpack this lingo so that I can understand what people are actually saying?
So I can do my job.
Yeah. And then obviously layering that in, like, I don't come from a family... I don't think anyone in my family works in corporate. And I was working in the city. So I was probably one of the first in my family to work in the city. And then I'm a young black woman. And then there's 100 grads and I'm the only black woman out of them. So there's that dynamic. And so I'm just trying to like figure out how I can be here and convince you that I'm meant to be here.
Sure.
As opposed to thinking like, oh, how can I start a business and raise money? So my focus was like trying to figure out how to navigate corporate, because I wish I learned earlier that it was just a game and it was not meritocracy. It was not. It was just, how can you get in front of the right people and push a personal brand hard enough to get a promotion and get more money?
For sure.
Which I wish I knew earlier. But then I was like, okay, to start a business, in my mind, I was like, you have to start a business, you have to make good traction, and then you can approach people for money. I didn't realize that you could have an idea, approach people for money, and then bring it into fruition. And so when I started to get a bit of a whiff of, I started going to more networking events, trying to build my network from scratch. And then I saw a lot of accelerator programs and I was like, this is really, really cool. So I started having conversations with investors really early on. And I guess the main challenge was them just not understanding what the problem was or how big the problem was, because their response to me was always like, Tress sounds good. I understand that curly hair is an issue, but there's so many people with straight hair. Why don't you do a subscription box for straight hair? And it was like, you really don't understand what the problem is here. And so at the time, I felt as though I've got two choices. I can either invest all my time in convincing you that this is a big enough problem and potentially missing the ship so someone else could launch during that time and take our space, or I can build the business and prove to you that it is an issue and then circle back on that conversation. And so I was like, do you know what, let me just do what I'm doing and serve who I need to serve and prove that this actually is an issue. So for me, I think the main barrier was like just lack of knowledge and lack of connections. Because if I had better knowledge earlier on how things work, I would have been connected to black investors. I would have been even like mentors that could have walked me through it.
Don't you think all the black investors invest in tech?
Yes, but I didn't even know that.
Fair enough.
Because
that's fair.
I feel like when you've got an e-commerce business, if you really want, you can pivot into tech.
Really?
I think so.
But is it like real tech, or it's just like, I'm just trying to get the bag?
I mean, what is tech? Are they just trying to get the bag, or is it real tech? Like, let's be honest. But I think you can, like, once you've got data, I think you can pivot into, like, you can make that into software and you can pivot it into a tech startup if you really need to.
I hear it.
So I didn't have those connections. And for me, it was just like a knowledge barrier. I just didn't know what I didn't know, but I knew that I was passionate enough to try to figure it out. And I do think like I could have done quantum leaps if I had the right network and the right knowledge. But equally, I had what I had, and what I had was passion and no knowledge. So I was like, let's just figure it out step by step.
And the thing is, you're right, because when you're coming from a working class background, entering anything, that is facts. But I feel like business is just like, damn, like, how you don't know anything.
Nothing.
Like, I feel so unprepared for this journey. And to be fair, if it wasn't for my naivete,
that's a gift.
I wouldn't be here. Like, if I'm being honest, if I knew how much I needed to know, how much I didn't know, how many connections I needed to make, all of this stuff, like, I would have been like, no, this is overwhelming.
But I think being naive is such I feel like that's the best ammunition to use.
No, absolutely.
Especially when you're like young, nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You also have like, you're so delusional that you're like
wide-eyed and you're just like, let's just figure this out on the way. I can do it. Because that was my vibes. Like I was just like, let's just figure this out on the way, and then cease and desist, and then money, budget, profit. The funny thing about even this question is that as an e-commerce business up until a year and a half ago, being profit making wasn't even a requirement. It wasn't even a requirement. So it's funny because some people are like, you made a profit, right? And I'm like, some years. Some months, no. Some years, 1 year, no. And
I think that's the hardest thing.
And it's like, damn, like, but the thing is, things change so fast. Like, especially, I can only imagine pre-COVID, during COVID, and post-COVID.
The thing that you said about profit, I think, is so important as well, because as you said, when you come from a working class background, to launch a business is like this like novelty. But equally, I think there's this massive misconception that once you start a business, you're balling. And like once your business makes money, you have that money.
Absolutely,
And it's like, no, I don't have that money. And I think that's the misconception of starting business when you don't come from a lineage that has done that in the same way. I think there's like a massive misunderstanding of what's required from you and what it takes from you as an individual to even be able to execute that.
Didn't pay myself for 2 years.
And then like even like time demands and like commitments and relationships, like everything has a cost.
Yep.
And I don't think that that's always considered when you start a business. It's just, you're doing well, you're on this press, you got this press mention, I saw your shoot, I saw your article, and it's like, man, I'm fighting for my life.
I'm tired though. driving here, and I'm trying to figure out, because I have to work out and apparently eat healthy along the way.
You got to do everything.
As well as have healthy relationships. And I don't know if I answered the question properly. If I don't think I did, but...
Oh, no, go ahead.
I mean, 100 pounds turned into what it did. I think the management of the money and allocation of the money at times, and sometimes there was, this opportunity, put that money in there, didn't get returned. What did you do with that? Did you learn from that? Like, loads. Like, we didn't struggle on the way up. And then we did in the middle of the journey. And it's like, damn, that was even hard. Like, didn't even create enough of a buffer. People's starts are different anyway. Like, someone's bootstrap is 100K.
And that is true. That is very true. Their bootstrap is 100K, and they also have an incredible network and relatives that they can turn to at any given point.
Person.
But I think that's like the most underrated thing, because when you finally talk to someone, it's like, remember when we went for tacos and it's like, bro, I thought I was the only one that was going through that thing. And it's like, no, like everyone's just going through it at different stages in different capacities.
Which is why we should talk about it more, so that people should just avoid our mistakes. Or listen. Because there's actually things that I was told that I didn't do.
Oh, really? What are some of those things?
Hiring.
Oh, what were you told? Hire friends?
No.
Okay.
It was more so, no, like, get rid of them as soon as you smell it. Get. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like,
that's
what does that even mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean? What do you mean if you smell it? Like, but the cost is too great.
And I feel like...
that is also Jamaican. Financial, because mate, that resource is money.
I always used to hear that like bad hires are really expensive, and I've got a really bad habit of wanting to find things out for myself. And so I always used to think like, what do you mean by that? Like, you just end paying, end their payroll, you start someone else's payroll.
No.
Do you know what it is? It's actually the emotional cost of it. It's the impact on the wider team. It's the risk reputationally. And then it's the financial, like the finances of you're paying this person, and you know that they've got one foot out, one foot in, but for the sake of the brand, the team, the business, you've got to continue to show up 100 and just roll with it and be graceful the whole way.
Mate.
So that is a financial
thing,
tip.
Yeah.
So you're saying get rid of them as soon as you smell it?
You should.
But and when you smell it, what are you smelling? What does it smell like?
It's again, Stephen Bartlett. I was listening to him on the way here, and he was saying something about sometimes it's misaligned values misaligned personality or character traits.
I'm heavy on character.
Someone could be doing a good job, but their character, it might not even stink, you know? Like, it might not even be like you're a nasty person. But how you interact with people, how people feel after they've spoken to you, if they don't feel great, that might not be... And it might sound so like, what does that even mean practically? You probably already know. And you're probably just like, oh, but they do a good job. Or
that's one thing
it's the opposite. They're not doing a good job and they're a lovely person. You like them. And not doing a good job.
It's hard to find.
Like, damn, I like
you. But you know what? Even liking a person doesn't guarantee that they have good character.
No.
And for me, I made a switch a few years ago. Well, at first I used to hire based on like accessibility. Then I started hiring based on skill. And now I'm hiring based on character.
Yes.
Because skills can be taught.
Yes.
I feel like character is inherent.
Yep.
And I'm not God. I'm not judging anyone good or bad. But like if our characters align and it aligns with the focus of the business, then we can work, 100%. We can build skills, whatever, we can do training. But hiring on skill alone, that didn't work out well for me.
Nope.
And again, finances is expensive.
Yeah, because you start to realize, oh, they might be good. And then the character creeps in 6 months later and you're like, oh, this is who you really are. And maybe that's actually it.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, like the good days are gone.
Yeah.
But they're gone because their character steps in after the skill.
Yeah.
So yeah, hire for character always. It will be a good financial
How
decision.
do you do that though? Like, do you think you can gauge in like interviews?
Well, you're supposed to do a lot more like, it's not a case of asking a question. You're actually supposed to ask some scenario-based questions to get a vibe. Like you can't, it's not a direct thing.
Yeah.
It's not directly like, yeah, they're going to tell you, oh my gosh, by the way, it was 4 months time. I'm going to just be, no, like.
I might be moving mad.
Yeah, like I'm probably going to move mad because that's who I am. Okay, let's say this. On Saturday is a massive beauty conference and we have the opportunity to vend there. Are you coming?
Yeah.
Are you going to be part of the team or are you going to be like, nah, I don't want to do that?
It's the weekend, I need it off.
Yeah. And that doesn't sound bad.
But equally...
But
people can lie.
No, yes. People can lie.
Like in an interview, I'm saying, yep, I'm there. First thing.
People can. But you just you just like, or you just give them bare options.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. Maybe like scenario A, B, C, D. What do you pick? Literally, just be honest.
Yeah.
No right answer. But actually there is.
I think, did you use probation periods well?
No. And I don't know why.
Yeah, because we know that's what you're meant to do because we had to do probation periods for ourselves.
I got let go in my probation period. They even extended it.
That's actually unbelievable.
And bear in mind, I actually had the character. It's just you lot put me in a horrendous market.
Yeah, probation's important.
Yeah, it's very
Finances,
important.
I would say.
Yep. People build the business.
They do.
You yourself are in the space where you need to progress into your highest version and also focus on your zone of genius. And I don't think that's picking and packing orders.
It's not.
It's not.
What's been one of your biggest wins so far? Something that made you pause and feel proud?
I would definitely say the Sunday Times.
That was a big moment.
It was big, man. And the thing is, I don't even care if I'm on it again. I think I did something for our community.
Absolutely.
And for me, like I just didn't start it for any of that. And it was a good reminder of like, what does grassroots hard work look like? What does just a commitment to creating transformational products for people? What does it look like starting with nothing and turning into something look like?
Yeah.
It was also a reminder to not stay comfortable. And I think that was a constant reminder of we did something for us. And I can only imagine now that people can say like this Black-owned business was there, and now this is something I'm striving for, because I don't even think a few years back I even knew what the Sunday Times was. Probably because I'd never seen it myself there. So why am I looking at something I can't be a part of that?
Yeah, and representation is so important. It sounds so cliche, but it is, because honestly, as you said, no one was watching that list. No one was even thinking about it. But now that you've been on it...
It's only Forbes. We're only checking for Forbes.
We're actually only checking for Forbes.
Forbes is based on like a person really showing up in a great way. But that was hard numbers. That was just hard numbers. Like, this is the result.
Yeah.
Like, you can't run away from it. And it was just like, damn, we weren't even supposed to be on the list.
That's so good.
If it wasn't for Raf.
That is so
Which
good.
is mad. Like, I'm so thankful to him every day, honestly, because that didn't have to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen. We just happened to qualify for the main list.
I love it.
What about you?
I think mine would probably have to be when we were on set for our TV ad with Channel 4.
That was so sick.
Because it was like the biggest full circle moment, because I started Treasure Tress because of my niece. And then when we had the chance to cast, I was like, it has to be my niece.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be my both of my brother's daughters were in it, but the eldest one that was there from the first Treasure Tress shoot, she helps me, like, she used to come to the office, help me pack boxes. Like, she's so immersed in the business. I was like, it has to be Maya. And so to see her on set with Judy Love, with like a full camera crew,
Sick.
I was like, this is insane. But it wasn't even the fact that like, oh, this is so cool. Like, it's my niece, this is my business. It was the fact that I could see how confident she was.
What was your concern?
Yeah, because I was like, I wanted her to be confident. And not only, this girl was confident, not only in her hair, but she was so confident on that set. And the minute she came off, she was like, I want to do it again. And I was like, wow, this is insane.
And you were the reason why. And that's so cool.
Which I think is crazy. I toyed between that option and then I think when we done our first ever pop-up shop in Peckham, I think it was one of them moments where it was like, oh, rah, I think we're doing something.
Yeah,
here.
I think the 2023 pop-up as well was a bit mad still. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I think we're doing something culturally, not only for like black business, but for like from a branding aspect. Because a question that I always get is like, why do you invest so much in activation?
That's a pretty penny.
It's a pretty penny.
Lord have mercy.
But I'm like,
why not?
Why not? Like no one else. Because we've seen beauty brands for years. Like, if there's a new mascara coming out, what? They're covering the buses, the billboards, everywhere you're hearing about this mascara. But when it comes to black beauty, we just meant to launch silently, and there's not a cultural moment in the UK where you can explore and you can have fun and you can enjoy beauty. So when we done the Peckham one, you know, I think we spent the budget for that was 2K. And we decorated all of the shop. We painted the shop. It was my team that painted the shop. Everything that was in that room, we done that. And the queue was literally all the way down Peckham High Road and round the corner. And all the shop owners that had the black hair shops in Peckham came out and were coming like, what the hell is going on? And I was like, okay, cool. Time's up for you lot.
Sick.
It's about to start
that's
this.
so cool.
So I think it's like those moments that made me think like, wow, I think, there might be there's some significance, not only like from a business POV, but also culturally for what it does for black women and mixed race women and younger people. I think those are the moments that make me feel like, okay, cool. This has given me enough energy to keep going. Because you said like awards are great. Don't get me wrong, I love winning them. But as you said, it does make you feel like I've arrived. And once you connect with your community, you realize, okay, I'm starting. I haven't yet arrived because there's still so much that I want to do for you. And I think those are the moments that make a difference.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
For anyone dreaming of building something different or disruptive, what words of wisdom would you share?
In the words of Nike, just do it. Like, you actually just have to do it.
Yeah.
Because if it's disruptive, people aren't going to understand it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you talk to the wrong people for long enough, you'll talk yourself out of it.
Yep.
So you actually just have to get started and put the energy in motion. Like, someone DM'd me yesterday to say, like, hey, should I launch quick and fast, or should I have like a really slow and gradual launch? And I said, you have to launch quick and fast so that you can make mistakes and you can correct them quickly. And you can identify your people that are actually going to give you the useful feedback. It might be harsh, it might hurt your feelings a little bit, but those are the people that are actually going to help you craft something that is needed in the market and that they're willing to pay for. So I feel like, when it comes to being disruptive, you cannot seek permission from anyone. You have to give yourself permission and put it out into the world and see how the world responds. Not go to your network of friends, advisors, mentors, because they might not also get it. Yeah. And you lose the opportunity. And you got to run with that naivety, as you said, and make the most of the energy that you have, that idea gives you, and then see what happens when you release it into the world. And it might completely transform. Yeah. Like, there's so many stories of brands that started as one thing and ended up as a completely another. Do you know what? I can't remember off the top of my head. One of the presentations that I've done, I've done like a few of them. I feel like Nintendo started off as a card game, and then it became Nintendo. Play-Doh started as a wallpaper cleaner, and then transformed into a brand that is like now Play-Doh for kids. Wow, okay. There's just so many brands that started with one thing and then pivoted and became another thing. But again, if the founder hadn't started and put it out into the world, it wouldn't have had that opportunity to go through the period of metamorphosis to become something so much bigger. So I feel like you just have to allow yourself the opportunity and like give yourself permission to pursue the opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. You know, people think, okay, two things. Disruption, first and foremost, comes with research. You can't be disruptive if you don't know what you're disrupting. You can't be like, yeah, we're disrupting the space and launch exactly the same thing as someone. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So you have to be dedicated and diligently researching and making sure you are actually finding the gaps to solve. Yeah. When I launched Plant Made, there was literally no hair brands, like commercial hair brands, who were even telling their customers what to use, when to use it, what's the wash day, what's the routine, what should you do in between washes, nothing. And I was like, guys, like, have you seen skincare? Like, they are on it. Like, everyone knows, like, you don't mix AHAs with BPHAs. You can't do that. You can't this acid and that acid. No, these two go well together. Like, and these days do the XYZ. Like, that's how the skin industry was like moving. It was so educational. And I was like, wow, like, why is that not the same for hair? So I just decided to adopt that. And that's still innovation. And it's funny because it might look like it's beauty, but there's still these subcultures and these sub-segments that you can still steal from. I'm a stealer, respectfully. I steal everything. I don't have time to think. I just look at different industries and all of a sudden you bring it into yours and it's called innovation.
Genius, yeah.
You know? So even how we decided to storytell, I mean, I can't lie. If you see a lot of brands doing storytelling content today, I'm telling you now, that wasn't a thing. In the UK 2 years ago.
It wasn't.
I saw a Canadian brand do that. They were a food business, and I said, hey, yo, this is it. I can see that this is the future. Yeah. Now everyone and their dad is doing content like that. And some very similar to what mine look like. And it's like, that's what we call innovation, darling. So you can also disrupt in many different ways. Yeah. It doesn't have to be, like, your product could literally be the same as Sally down the street. But if the packaging is different, okay, if your market is different, maybe you've got this, like, okay, this sounds crazy, but if it's like gothic packaging for like people over 60, you'll be like, what? This makes no sense. But if you found a community that messes with that,
that's liquid death.
Literally,
not that market.
Like, it literally is. It literally is. Like, that's just graphic design at its finest. Like, that is, apparently mountain water is even, it isn't even better than spring water. So that's even mad. Because I've actually purchased some of those items.
No way.
The water's fine. It's water. You can disrupt in so many different ways. So, you know, how you even approach your customers, whether it's through a pop-up, maybe you're bringing back another Avon in a different way. Like, there's a brand, I don't remember the name. It's a beauty brand, though. They kind of took the Avon approach. And they built like an army of affiliates that literally act as like, go to your home and and here's your discount code. And they're like multi 8 figures.
UK, US.
Yes. You can chop and change different business models. Even for us, like, we dropped our products. That was something clothing brands did. Yeah. But I saw a skincare brand do it in the US and I said, absolutely doing that. Now restocks are a little bit more across different industries, but it was strictly clothing back like 5 years ago. Yeah. So it's like, you can literally chop and change and adapt your business model and your appearance and how you show up with your customers so many different ways. So disruption is not one thing. It's anything you want it to be. Yeah. That starts with research. And I guess disruption as well can continue, and it must continue because you can't rest on your laurels. Yeah. For me, I'm like, we're now a body care business. Like, because 2 years ago, I was like, I want a body cream. Yeah. And then that went viral on TikTok. And now everyone's favorite product is Snow. Yeah. But we launched with Inches. Yeah. And it's like, wow, we just shifted straight into a lifestyle business. Okay, what does that look like from a brand perspective as a whole? Yeah. Okay, well, now we just call ourselves a concerns-focused brand. Any concerns that people may have, we want to solve them with the power of plants instead of being a hair business. Yeah. So that disruption and that evolution needs to continue.
Any phrases or like one-liners that come to mind when you think of disruption, or anything that you've heard that like really resonates?
The crowd is going left, go right. So it's funny, even that everyone's doing community right now, there's probably anti-community, which is still community, but it's like in a different way. So even right now, I'm like, okay, well, run clubs were a whole thing for like a year and a half. I literally put a LinkedIn post today and I'm like, okay, well, why aren't brands taking advantage of hike clubs then? That's on the rise. Still is, it's nowhere near peaked. Everyone and their dad was at Seven Sisters the last 2 months, including myself. That was a hard hike. Don't do it at your own caution.
I'm joking. My best friend, she's not into hiking, and she messaged me the other day, like, shall we go hiking? Seven Sisters.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. No, it's hard, but you'll be fine. But I'm just saying, it's 17 Sisters, babe. There's no cliffs. It doesn't stop. All right. But yeah, I feel like it's less barrier to entry.
Yeah.
Running, that scares a lot of people off. Walking, not so much.
That's true.
Especially when they don't understand where the inclines are going to be and how high the inclines are. I'm telling you, it shocked me. But it's also like a little bit of a badge of honor. And also 3-4 hours with somebody. Yeah. That's a long time to spend versus just 20 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour on a run club. What's the anti-version of everything? You know, if there's a buzzword right now,
what's the opposite?
Look in the future. Look in the future. Figure out what the future is going to be. I think a founder, if they can create a mindset and a framework to predict what's next and to train their gut to predict what's next, you will never go out of business.
That's what Stephen does really well, right?
He does that so well. Yeah. So seeing into the future is also massive. Do
you think it's innate, or do you feel like it can be learned?
It can be learned. I think it can be learned. I think anything can be learned.
Oh, do you?
I think so. The same way we had to learn to be a little bit more ruthless. Yeah. When we thought we were this character and we couldn't change and this is who I am. Yeah. When experience and pain strikes, you learn. And you have boundaries and you realize what's most important in business, and it's not just about flash, and you do when you can, and you know this is brand and this is money. Yeah. And you know what line to cross then, and you don't just, Yeah.
It's true.
But you still have your zones of genius. What do you think your zone of genius is?
I feel like creativity is such an umbrella term, but I think for me it's like experiences. Like I like pushing the needle. Like when we done the 7 Girls pop-up, the fast food themed pop-up, that was like a panic decision because we didn't get the retail unit that we wanted. And then we saw that one and I said, this is going to work. What we're going to do is this. So I think like conceptually making experiences happen, I think it's that. And then I think by default, it's like understanding what makes a good product because we've seen so many. And we've seen the data on how much packaging matters, how much functionality matters, how much ingredients matter. And so it is quite easy to look at a product and think, yeah, that one's going to do well. Or alternatively, look at one and think, I would change that before I launch that. So I think it's experiential for me. Yeah, I think it's experiential. How about you?
I think the predictive element of business, starting to predict where things are going to go, even the rise of wellness. Technically, I predicted at the start of last year that there was going to be another wave and we need to ride it. Yeah. Because the first wave was COVID. Yeah. And then post-COVID, people were like, no, I want to remain here. I want to build on it, and alcohol sales are down, and, people are just really caring about themselves. So re-engineering the business, hopefully it will come into fruition soon, but re-engineering the business to become more of a lifestyle business than what it is today. Yeah. But I didn't realize I'd already clocked that. I feel like I am so good at immersing myself into any part of the business as well.
I feel like that's necessity.
Yeah, it's necessity, but I can literally pack orders. No, I'll barely need help. Like I can do all of that myself. Again, I made the product, so if I wanted to. Do you think that's a
gift or a curse?
I feel like it is both. Okay. And you need to have the boundary and know when this is necessary, this is a help out, and this is get out of here. Yeah. But I also single-handedly built an entire channel for us, which was TikTok Shop.
True. Yeah.
And that was literally nothing 8 months ago. So I can make money out of thin air. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, damn, I didn't know I could do that. Until I was like,
Immersed
actually,
in it.
it's good to know what your zones of genius are. And of course, marketing and products.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can smell a good beauty product from a mile away. So I'm not only just producing them, I'm also interacting with... I literally, every time I come into London, I'm always going into Sephora and Space NK just to see what the shelves
there.
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm constantly looking and seeing what's new, what, you know.
I got shown such an exciting brand yesterday.
Is it?
Yeah. A really, really exciting brand.
I think the reason why I asked that question is because zone of genius is something we need to figure out as early as possible so that we can hire around the things that we don't need to do and focus more on what we should do.
I feel like there's so many different schools of thought on that. I feel like some people are like, hire around it, like, know what you're good at, continue to do that, outsource everything else. And some people are like, no, you need to, like, know what you're good at, but you need to be in everything. Where do you sit on that spectrum?
No, you need to be in everything.
Have you ever done the opposite, and have you been burnt doing that?
Yes, currently. I think about Steve Jobs all the time. He was the CEO, co-founder.
Yeah.
And he was like, his attention to detail was immaculate. He was in everyone's business and he did not care.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos was the same. Did not care.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos called it walking around a shop. Of course, Amazon is online, but in theory, if you have a shop as the founder of a physical shop or physical store, you should walk around the shop every single day.
Yeah.
And be able to pick apart what's going right and what's going wrong, what needs to be improved, what needs to be doubled down and tripled down on. You have to do it.
Yeah.
I personally think, but then the school of thought is you should be hiring people better than you, so you don't even have to do that. But I still think you should be in the weeds. Should. Yeah.
Last comment. I was speaking to a family member of mine over the weekend, and she was saying that she's been in her role for 29 years. 29 years, one job. And she said that she's the only person, she works for a very big establishment in the UK, and she said that she's the only person in the company that knows how to do her job. And I said, that is absolutely insane, because there's no one on my team that is the only person that knows how to do that job. That's such a risk.
You're indispensable. If you're the only person and it's a valuable role, you're indispensable.
And I remember in corporate, they always used to say, like, make sure you document it in case you get hit by a bus. And I used to think that is so traumatic. That is, like, so tragic. But I get it, because one person cannot have the full playbook.
Yeah.
Like, the business owner needs to have the full playbook. Yeah. Everyone needs to play their role, but there needs to be a process to support it. Because no one should have that much knowledge and that much power. That's crazy. But, yeah, I was interested to hear your thought. It's been great speaking with you.
Yeah, you too. We should do this again sometime.
We should do this again sometime. Add some food and...